In a world where the loudest voices often dominate, a unique breed of individuals who choose a different path exists. Sigma males, the enigmatic lone wolves of society, are known for their intelligence, charisma, and a mysterious allure that sets them apart. They defy traditional hierarchies, preferring the subtlety of a low-profile existence over the spotlight of fame. These individuals are often seen as the smartest in the room, yet they choose to keep a low profile. While this might seem counterintuitive, it is a deliberate and calculated move that allows them to avoid public examination and unnecessary attention. But why is that? Let's see why the smartest among them prefer to stay under the radar. Number 1. They can't be targeted. Being in the spotlight often comes with many problems that aren't immediately apparent. The glare of public attention can be blinding, and it's not always for the right reasons. It's not just about dealing with jealousy, envy, and conflicts, which are common side effects of fame. It's also about the constant scrutiny, the pressure to maintain an image, and the expectation to always be on top of your game. For Sigma men, this is an unnecessary distraction. Being in the spotlight can make them a target, not just for criticism, but also for manipulation and control. By keeping a low profile, they can avoid the pitfalls of fame and protect themselves from these potential threats. They can focus on their own goals and interests without having to constantly look over their shoulder. Sigma men value their privacy highly, so they prefer to operate in the shadows, away from prying eyes. This allows them to think, plan, and act without interference. They can be their authentic selves without the need to conform to societal expectations or fit into predefined roles. Keeping a low profile is not a sign of weakness. It's a strategic move that allows them to maintain their freedom and even protect those they care about. In the words of Robert Greene, the more attention you draw to yourself, the more your weaknesses will be exposed and your flaws exploited. Number 2. Removes the feeling of comparing themselves to others. In today's digital age, social media platforms have become a constant in our lives. They are spaces where people share their achievements, experiences, and lifestyles. However, this constant exposure to other people's lives can lead to a harmful habit of comparison. When we see others posting about their successes, it's easy to feel like we're not good enough. This is especially true when we're only seeing the highlights of their lives, not the struggles or the hard work that went into achieving those successes. This can create feelings of inadequacy, leading to depression and anxiety. Sigma men can easily recognize this trap and remove themselves from this cycle of comparison by keeping a low profile. This allows them to focus on their own path without being influenced by external factors. They don't need validation from others or the constant urge to prove themselves. While alpha males need external validation to prove their worth, Sigma males draw their self-worth from within. This frees them from the burden of comparison and allows them to progress at their own pace. The only person they compare themselves with is their past self. They strive for personal growth rather than trying to outdo others. Number 3. Protection from gossip and drama. Some people can't live without drama in their lives. They feed off of it, creating unnecessary conflicts and controversies. These are inevitable in any social setting, whether it's in the workplace or in our personal lives. They can be destructive forces, causing tension, conflict, and even harm to reputations. So, keeping a low profile can act as a shield against these negative forces. When you're not in the spotlight, people have less to talk about. This doesn't mean that Sigmas are immune to gossip or drama, but they are less likely to be the focus of it. This is because they don't draw attention to themselves or their personal lives, making them less interesting targets for gossipers. While it's impossible to completely avoid drama, keeping a low profile can help minimize its effects. But some people love drama and thrive on gossip. It's a form of entertainment for them, keeping them occupied and in the loop. However, it's simply a waste of time and energy for Sigma men. They are not interested in involving themselves in petty drama or gossiping about others. In fact, they find such behavior distasteful and beneath their intelligence. This is another reason why the smartest Sigma men choose to keep a low profile. It's not just about avoiding attention. It's about staying away from unnecessary conflicts and toxic relationships. Number 4. People can't take advantage of them. In a world where everyone is trying to get ahead, it's not uncommon for people to take advantage of others. This is especially true for those perceived as successful or intelligent, as they are often seen as valuable resources to be exploited. While it's not always intentional, people may try to use their connections, knowledge, or skills to gain personal benefit. Sigma men can't stand being used or manipulated in any way, so they prefer to stay under the radar. The more visible they are, the more likely they are to be targeted by those who want to use them. It doesn't matter if it's for personal gain, career advancement, or simply for entertainment. They prefer to keep their circle small and only surround themselves with trustworthy people. This limits the chances of being taken advantage of, especially in a world where trust is becoming increasingly scarce. But it also allows them to maintain a sense of control over their own lives. They don't want others to dictate their actions or decisions, so they keep a low profile and avoid being in the spotlight. Number 5. Less pressure to maintain a certain image or persona. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." In a society that often values appearances over substance, there is a constant pressure to maintain a certain image or persona. This can be exhausting and inauthentic, as it requires constant effort to project an image that may not align with one's true self. For those with a Sigma personality, this is an unnecessary burden they choose to avoid. By keeping a low profile, they free themselves from the pressure to conform to societal expectations of how they should look, act, or live. They don't have to put on a facade or pretend to be someone they're not. They can simply be themselves, without fear of judgment or criticism. This authenticity is liberating, allowing them to live in a way that aligns with their values and beliefs. They don't have to waste time or energy trying to fit into a mold that doesn't suit them. Instead, they can live life on their own terms, without the pressure to meet others' expectations. This is another reason why the smartest Sigma men keep a low profile. Number 6. The freedom to make mistakes without public scrutiny. Living under the radar provides the freedom to slip, stumble, and make mistakes without being subjected to public scrutiny or criticism. It's like having a private sandbox where you can experiment, learn, and grow at your own pace. When you're not in the spotlight, the fear of failure diminishes. You're free to take risks, try new things, and not worry about messing up in front of others. This liberty to fail without judgment fosters creativity, innovation, and personal growth. It encourages you to step outside your comfort zone and take on challenges that you might otherwise shy away from. Plus, when you're not consumed with maintaining a certain image, you have the mental space to reflect on your mistakes, learn from them, and use these experiences as stepping stones toward improvement. In a nutshell, keeping a low profile offers Sigma men the freedom to be human, to be flawed, to learn, and to grow without the pressure of public expectations. Number 7. They can easily avoid unnecessary attention. Steering clear of the limelight has its benefits, especially when the aim is to dodge unnecessary attention. Following a low-profile lifestyle is a choice made by many, specifically those who appreciate their solitude. Sigma men don't crave the spotlight but prefer to operate in their own space, away from prying eyes. When you don't make waves or draw attention, you can move freely, unaffected by the judgments or opinions of others. You can focus on what matters to you without distractions or the need to please anyone. Plus, the absence from the public eye allows for a buffer against the constant bombardment of information and stimuli that usually come with high visibility. It's an approach that values peace of mind and personal growth over public recognition. The less time spent handling unnecessary attention, the more time available to invest in personal aspirations and pursuits. So, keeping a low profile allows Sigmas for a life that's more about substance and less about appearance. It's about choosing authenticity over popularity and valuing personal contentment over societal approval. Number 8. Increased privacy and protection of personal information. When someone decides to keep things quiet, they enjoy a greater level of privacy and increased protection of their personal information. This is especially true for Sigmas. With a low-profile lifestyle, they aren't putting their life out there for all to see. They avoid sharing too many details about their private lives, keeping them safe from prying eyes and their personal information secure. The less people know about their personal lives, the less chance there is for misuse of that information. Lower visibility also means there's less chance of their privacy being breached. They can enjoy their time alone, with their thoughts, and with their personal projects without the constant need to share or explain their actions to others. They don't owe anyone an explanation or justification for how they spend their time. In today's digital world, where privacy is becoming scarce, this is a precious benefit. So while they may appear elusive or mysterious, Sigma men enjoy the perks of a private life, free from the worry of exposing personal information. Number 9. More authentic connections with people. Staying away from the limelight helps weed out the insincere and the superficial. There's no room for pretense or fake friendships when you keep a low profile. People who seek to befriend you are often attracted to your authenticity, rather than your social status or other external factors. It's about quality, not quantity. These relationships are built on respect, mutual understanding, and shared interests, rather than societal pressure or convenience. With fewer people in their social circle, the Sigma men don't have to spread themselves thin trying to maintain fake or shallow connections. A low-profile lifestyle often attracts like-minded individuals who value authenticity and deep connections, just like you. These genuine bonds are far more rewarding and fulfilling in the long run. The peace of mind that comes from knowing that your relationships are built on truth and mutual respect is priceless. This is why keeping a low profile can lead to more authentic connections with people. Number 10. More peace and tranquility in everyday life. If you're a Sigma, then you know how living out of the spotlight offers a sense of peace and tranquility, often missing in the hustle and bustle of a high-visibility life. It's like a breath of fresh air, away from the noise, the drama, and the constant need to perform for an audience. There's less stress, less pressure, and more quiet moments to be savored. Keeping a low profile means having fewer disruptions and distractions in your daily life. It allows you to focus on yourself, your interests, and your passions with a clear mind. The peace that comes from being able to concentrate on what truly matters to you, without worrying about the opinions or expectations of others, can be incredibly freeing. This tranquility isn't about isolation, but choosing when and where to engage with the outside world. It offers a balance between societal interactions and personal time. It's about creating a life more in tune with your natural rhythms and less dictated by external demands.